Okay, let's see how fast I can get this thing to go.
Alright, so we've shown you what to do inside Dalat, but there's a ton of stuff to do outside of Dalat. As Jen mentioned in the last video, there's canyoning and spelunking and mountain biking and all kinds of fun activities. But we're gonna skip those. Today we're gonna go to a waterfall. We're gonna also check out a theme park a little bit later.
So, in order to do that, there's a few different ways. You could always get a motorbike for hire. There's a company called Easy Riders here. But as you all know, we like to rent our own motorbike.
And we're gonna show you the best place to rent a motorbike here. Meet our Dalat mom, her name's Nyang, and she'll hook you up if you come here, I promise you. And if you talk to her about something other than motorbikes, maybe some personal interest stuff, she'll probably tell you some cool things to do around the city too. Isn't that right, y'all? Her English is amazing. She's friendly as hell, and so is her husband. So 10 miles outside of the city, there's a waterfall called Elephant Waterfalls. And the added benefit of going there is that you get to pass by these amazing coffee fields, coffee plantations, if you will, along the way where they doo-doo the infamous Weasel poop coffee.
The ride out to Elephant Waterfall are just these rolling hills and fields covered in produce. Most of them have greenhouses, and they're growing anything from strawberries to flowers to other types of fruits and vegetables. And it just goes to show how big of a role that agriculture plays here in Dalat.
So this is it, this is coffee. This is a lot of people's best friend or some people's vice. I was fortunate enough to work at a coffee plantation in Brazil, and I really got to work hands-on with this stuff. So a brief explanation of how it makes it to your cup. Some of these plants actually take about 7 years to get to the stage where they can produce coffee of this quality. From here, the coffee workers will pick it, it'll get separated, some of it will get peeled, and the peeled coffee will dry, some of it will dry in the actual shell, and they wait to get it to a specific humidity so they can send it to the roaster. Once it's roasted, it's put in bags and shipped out to you guys, and that's how it lands in your cup. But believe me, there are a lot of hands that touch this, a lot of hardworking people, and a lot of moving parts to make this land in your cup. So think about that next time you take a sip.
There are a lot of different weasel farms to visit right outside of Dalat. Some of them a little bit less humane than others. We find that this one is probably the most humane in the sense of the cages are larger and there's actual sticks and twigs for them to climb over, kind of like a natural habitat. But these weasels are in a better situation than some of the other weasel farms.
Just for contrast, this is what one of the other weasel farms looks like. The cats are kept in these 2x2 small cages, and as you can tell, they're all kind of pacing back and forth a little bit in their cages, so not as happy as an experience.
But don't get it twisted. This isn't the type of farm where there are weasels that are free range roaming around picking off the ripest coffee cherry beans and pooping them out, and then the farm workers are going and playing Easter egg hunt games and finding them and collecting them. That wouldn't be efficient. So what they do is they lock them in these cages. Now I don't know about this farm in particular, but some of the other farms that we spoke to, they'll catch the civet cat out in the wild and then lock them in cages for periods of up to 4 years. And they typically force feed them the coffee, so they'll only put coffee in there for the weasel to eat, so it's not even like the weasel's selecting it itself. And then the weasel poops it out, and then it goes through the cleaning process and the drying process and the roasting process to get to your cup. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, should you come out here or not? And I think you should. When you're in Dalat, it's on the way to Elephant Waterfalls. It sits on a beautiful plantation of coffee. They do offer the weasel coffee, but they also offer normal coffee. And truth be told, I have had a sip of weasel coffee a while ago, and for me, it was indistinguishable between the weasel coffee and a good cup of normal coffee. So I guess the main takeaway is come out here, get informed, make the call yourself.
To get into Elephant Waterfall itself, it is 20,000 dong per person. Once you get your ticket, head this way. You can view the waterfall from the top, and then you can actually walk down to the bottom and see it from the base as well.
I'm gonna warn you though, it gets really wet and it probably doesn't look as cool from the bottom as it does from the top, but nonetheless worth going and canyoning yourself.
I think it looks cooler from the bottom.
Do you? I think it looks cooler from the top.
Oh, there you have it.
You be the judge. From the bottom.
Sometimes when you come here, the wind and the mist from the waterfall will actually get you completely soaked. So do prepare for that. As you can tell from the depth that's down here, which is the viewing point, it is sopping wet. So I think it's just this unusual little moment that we're down here and we're not getting wet at all.
So bring waterproof clothing, cameras, things like that, or at least a dry bag to put your things in when you're here. Now the reason they call it Elephant Waterfalls is because it's big, it's brown, and it's powerful. But the mist is curious and delicate like an elephant. I just made that up. What's the next stop?
Alright, so in all seriousness, Elephant Waterfall is a blast. Definitely put it on your list when you're staying in Dalat. Now we're gonna head over to a different side of Dalat where we're gonna go into the jungle.
Nice little ride as always, and now we are at Datanla Falls, which is essentially like a theme park meets forest.
There's a lot of different things here, from obstacle courses to a waterfall.
Zip lines.
Like high ropes type things, like team building activities, if you will.
Last time we were here, we were in the main park area where they had a roller coaster through the forest that'll take you down to basically the base of a waterfall. We just saw a sign that says it's a new alpine coaster. Seems like things have changed in the last year, so we're gonna go check that out.
Tickets are 150,000 dong for adults, round trip. So that brings you from the top to the bottom and back up again. Okay, here we go. It's about to get crazy.
This is long as hell. I'd say it's probably about 1.5 miles.
As you go winding through, you're surrounded by all these trees and it just zips you through. I mean, the curves are crazy. I hope it's built right. I feel like you might crash.
Straight decline the whole time. This takes to work off momentum.
Holy okay, this is crazy. It's really fun.
A little bit more nauseating than last time, huh?
I love it. When you get off the roller coaster, there's a restaurant, a coffee shop, and of course, the view of the waterfall itself.
Waterfalls or this guy. I can't tell you which one's cooler because they're both equally as impressive. My biggest suggestion, a piece of advice, come to both. All right, that's a wrap. Datanla Falls should definitely go on your list when you're here in Dalat. We're headed back to the exit. We're going back again by coaster. You don't have to though. If you're a little bit more athletic or you want the challenge, save the 50,000 dong and walk back up. What's the matter, Yanni?
So many spiders.
look like the hunchback of Dalat. You look like an albino turtle.
This is what we found in Dalat.
You doing it for the gram? Looks like your back's pregnant. Doing it for the snap. Damn, Jen, you got bad posture.